but it was nice. It was like a little holiday in the sun, but we're back in the gloomy-ish weather of Erangel, and I'm so pleased to be seeing this. I want to see what the teams are up to. I'm playing catch-up like you guys at home, I'm sure. You know, we don't all watch every single game of every single region, but we get it all condensed here, Rich. And let's start where we mean to go on. Pochinki, we can't avoid the topic.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. We're back on home turf. These teams know this map like the back of the hand. And there are a lot of teams where Pochinki is basically home turf. And when you look at this flight path, it is perfect. Everyone's out the plane, everyone dive bombing in
Gorgeous.
there. The main thing we need to speak about, 17 C9 Liquid.
Yep.
Who is going to come out on top and own Pochinki? We saw it back in PEL. We saw Liquid versus Navi for quite some time. How often do you ever see this in high-end competitive? 3 teams dropping into a city that pretty much can only support what?
I mean, these are top 5 teams already. This is big. We need to see who's actually committed to this, Richard. You keep your eyes on that. We have a lot of big names around us, and thank you, these observers. If I had a crush on anyone so far, it's you guys back there. Team Liquid, we've got 17, we've got Cloud9 in the back, and Circle has come in towards the north. So again, I want to see how this gets split. We've got 3 teams currently dedicated towards Pochinki.
Yeah, with that Circle as well, it won't cause too many problems.
No, you're fine. It's not quick. It's not going to add pace to it.
You've got 2 players that are going to be looking around the Novo area and then 1 team down on Millie, so not too much of a difficulty. A lot of people went towards the north. You saw STK, the old Dignitas roster, moving up to Severny, so happy days for them. But this is the most important fight we need to keep an eye on. Yesterday in scrims, we saw C9 bottle out in 16th position. 17 went down shortly afterwards. It was actually Team Liquid who came out on top. They cleaned up all the kills and took Pochinki for themselves. But it's actually... I think it's ballsy and it's brazen, but I like the fact that teams are committing to this, saying, no, we're not being bullied and we're not being pushed around. This is our city and we're willing to fight for it. But the question is, how long are you willing to do that? Because the points will gradually catch up with you and you'll be left behind. Look,
even the sharpest sword, if it's used for long enough, will become blunt. You lose out on all of your instruments if you fight for so long in these areas. There's that perfect sweet spot where you've done your job, you've maybe got the kills, you could have potentially taken out another team sitting in within that top 5. These are all contenders sitting in that town, so it's a very, very fine balance. We are checking in all the other teams. It looks like a lot of the action will begin. We'll hear shots, I can imagine, a lot of posturing over towards Pochinki, but whether or not they fully commit, yet to be seen. I personally don't know much about 17 Gaming yet. They're not a team we are super accustomed to. Cloud9, we know, you've got your K-Mine there, Ibby. We've got some of the biggest fraggers in the same city, keep in mind. So there's firepower galore. It's all on a bit of a knife edge. GMT pushing forward, but everyone knows the lines. They know where the city's kind of cut here. If you start seeing someone pushing up, potentially challenging that, you've got to be so careful of third parties. They know exactly who's here. They know exactly what's going on, but where are they located in these buildings and how to work their way out? That's what we need to see.
The biggest detrimental effect of this is how it affects your late game. What's it doing to the utility? What weapons do you have? Where's the grenades?
That's a lovely start, though.
The meds? GMT will get the off angle for now. And we're just going to keep going through all these POVs, showing you different locations where people are going to be gearing, what weapons are going to be carrying. Nerf will take the ditches. Again, trying to get an off angle, maybe catch one, because this is the thing. Once you see a pick come down, I'd expect both teams to pretty much push the advantage and try and dive bomb onto that. This is a very, very big stance now, because whoever potentially comes out with 16, the initial knocks there. Monkey King goes down, Mini does its job. Where will we see Liquid position here? I'm seeing bullet tracers in the back. Maybe he got a warning shot there.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if he's revivable, if anyone's close by, if he's tradable potentially. I like that Team Liquid have been pretty proactive in the way they approach this. You saw GMT instantly looking at angles.
In the door.
And this is a nade. If that goes in, I would... Oh, it's a little too close, wasn't it? That was a decent and a half throw. But now we need to also keep in mind the response of Cloud9 and who's holding that backside rotation. I think Ibby is being tasked with keep our back safe. Do not allow a flank to come around. Allow us to focus on this, because it's going to be that almost... I guess like a clock. It's going to be working its way around everyone, trying to flank on everyone, trying to get these kills, trying to claim that knock that they know has happened. This could be potentially go time. But remember, other teams are rotating right now. We're focused on this because it's a sick story. But in the background, 3, 4, 5 teams are all going past each other. Hear those cars. We're already seeing some on Team Liquid considering their backup plans. When do we leave? Is it now? It looks like they are posturing to potentially leave the town.
A lot of teams betting and banking on this going up north. You can see the rotations will come through. we'll keep an eye on that. There is obviously a map stream that you guys can tune into, and we know a lot of the high-profile and people who are really into PUBG sports have those open at the same time. We always get good viewership on there because it tells the tale of the story of how a team dropped, how they looted, and how they worked their way through pretty much targets and discipline, and it all unfolds in a different way every single time, and that's the glory of PUBG. Nerf finds Shox. That's now 2 down for 17. Did they get the res though? I'm looking across the board. I can't actually see. He might go for the confirmation grenade there. We're hearing all these gunshots in the back.
That nade's good. Yeah, Nerf's found that one really well played. Shox goes out. That's a confirmed kill. And now Cloud9. Yeah, exactly. Liquid are out of this one. They went away a long time ago. Nerf's kind of isolated. I think he's got Profi close enough by, but it looks like 17, even though they're doing well, they weren't exactly the heavy fraggers. They were sitting with a lot of position potentially, but there's still fights going on. Team Liquid haven't fully peeled off this. They just fell back to a more defensive high ground spot so far.
No, Liquid have gone behind the church. 2 players of 17 have disconnected from the battle, which they're actually going to be trying to get the off angle. See, Shao be left pretty much last man standing on his own for 17. To try and hold the fort. Here comes. This is a nice little rotation. They're getting behind C9. This could be really clever and also rather
It's such
rewarding.
a nice house. I mean, Gemty's got a lovely house to work from. It's obnoxious, but with a mini, it's so good. So if Cloud9 for a second take their mind off the fact that there was potentially another team, there's danger. And ooh, Gemty gets turned on. K-Mine, don't mess with the man. He's too good. They kept that in mind, but look how isolated some of these players were. They're now on their own, and you could see potentially them getting punished. If Cloud9 try and turn this on a dime, you just do not want to get spread too thin.
It's nice there is a response here. Cloud9 not going down without a fight, so again, the same situation, a really smart position to hold the angle and be aware of Team Liquid. They're not ones to disengage from a fight completely. This actually might help out 17. They've already lost 1 player. Xiao's left standing on the opposing side of the road, but this has drawn C9's attention. Okay, Liquid are trying to get in behind us. They've not moved away. What do we do? Do we commit to the fight? Do we redefend? Do we wait for them to move? Because rotating out of there, all right, you don't have to do it just yet. The circle's with you. You don't have to.
But you're losing out for late game position, right, Rich?
Exactly. A lot of people, you don't like to be playing edge in this meta. It does not really work.
And I'm going to give credit to you. I love Team Liquid. If I watch a team, I love watching them. They frag out. I think they're very exciting as a team to watch. But for me, Cloud9 here have had a very nice balance to it. We do see another team, a third party, potentially finding some room here, coming in from the southern hills of Pochinki. But again, we'll keep you updated on that because we have to keep in mind all the other teams are trying to move towards position. They're looking towards those next circles. This is an early fight we theorized and understood could happen, and it has. But for me, Cloud9 have been very good at their balance here. They not only dealt with one team behind them, but Team Liquid too. And you can see Profi now starting to move up. Does have a teammate beside him, so he's not alone. But did he just spot Ibby? He might have caught a glimpse of him backing away, peeling off down that defilade of the hill.
Yeah, definitely had the information. He was looking for it, but the bullets will force Ibby back. Nerf on the K9 as well. You'll see Rangers just in the distance on the left-hand side. They did have a bit quick peek over the hill and took some pop shots and realized, okay, we don't need to do much here. I like what Liquid's doing. They're actually moving out of this one, disengaging, getting ahead of the game because they know potentially this circle should or will shift more towards the north. Again, it could go anywhere at this point until we get to that 4th circle where we have the water rules in place. You don't really know what's going to happen, but Liquid go to the poor man's Pochinki, shall we say. They'll take the open area for now, which leaves 17 still to do with a full C9. No knocks for the side of C9, but they've been damaged by losing 1 player. A knock came through. You can see Rangers also being very aware that players are still going to be lingering in the backline, so they'll take a 4-man split. Fong will spot this one coming through, does the damage, and actually dinks him in the back of the head. He tries to get away with it, but unfortunately the SLR, it's a beautiful weapon.
Good. I still love that gun. I pick it up instantly. There's that little grin on my face.
Sounds wonderful when you get the silencer on the...
It sounds hot. I didn't know if I should be attracted to weaponry. I feel like that's maybe a problem, but so far so good. Anyway, speaking of said gun, Fong is still putting it to very good use. Now, new circle, Rich, we're going to start seeing teams having to move here. We're going to have to start focusing on rotations. The Pochinki storyline was wonderful. It was delightful. We had a good time. But now we're into the meat of things. It's an Eastern shift.
Also seeing a bit of American mismatch here. STK and MV rotating side by side. There is potential for them to get back together. Fong still going off. Oh, excuse me, no, that ain't going off. It's just confirmation of the kill, so 1 point will go the way of MP5. MV setting up just against the rocks, and you'll also have that little tiny cabin that they can play off the back of the yellows. Maybe they spot AHQ. If they decide to come out the side of Yasnaya across the bridge, it will be a choke point. 4am are getting involved. AG are also there.
That
Everyone's
bridge is
just going
dangerous.
into the middle. When you've got a pond in the middle of it as well, kind of breaking up north and south, that becomes problematic. One thing to note about this is where Team Liquid are. They're a team that likes to play center. They're always in the vehicles, and straight off the bat, as soon as they see the circle, they're gone. For this one, it's a challenge and it's a task because they've been drawn back for so long due to the Pachinki battle.
I mean, speak about Team Liquid, but then the bigger problem is your 17 and Cloud9. They're even further back, and you know, there's that fine balance we were talking about. When have they been there too long? Have they now missed out on getting central position because of a fight to pick up one confirmed kill? This is something we'll obviously, hindsight is 2020, and exactly where are those vehicles? I thought we saw one of them driving a car away. That could have potentially been stolen, broken up, I don't know. I thought they had a hand on a vehicle early game when they first peeled out.
I'm also not seeing C9 with vehicles.
Cloud9 don't seem to have one either.
This is literally what happens when you spend so long fighting over one city. You are left with a broken economy. Again,
this is something when we have hindsight, we can go, well, we told them. But then there's also times where it works out perfectly fine. We will find out, we'll see how this affects them down the line because they can have good enough gear. Again, we are on the different settings to a degree. And speaking of different settings, we can come back to this, but we are seeing finally an even playing field for all regions.
Yeah, I mean, we've been looking at this global, the superset. We're in FPP, 2 maps across 16 teams FPP. And when you talk about what we saw at PGI, we were looking at third person, first person, depending what competition it was, what region, what TO was running it. We had all these different stipulations. Now we have a global rule set with global points. 1 point per kill. It's a very kill-heavy format. And if you can frag out like Team Liquid are doing at the moment, I think they've got 25 in the bag. Okay, they've got to win, but certainly it's helping them put them in first place at the moment after 3 games.
Absolutely. A lot of posturing. Again, if you're wondering why we're not discussing, if you see shots, if you hear them going off the background, it's because it's mostly a lot of range to it. Now, we might see the occasional knock, but to see a full wipe. And speaking of knocks, there we are. Again, 4am, another big contender. Third currently, as of the start of this game. Already getting a bit of a knock going through. So we will be seeing this throughout. We'll keep on kind of keeping up to date if it's actually going to be confirmed. The one thing I'm looking at is Liquid are potentially coming past some of the 4am boys. So that to me is going to be a big, big factor here because they're fighting on potentially 2 fronts. That was a good bit of range coming out from 4am. And we know they can shoot, by the way. Like, there's no disputing those guys.
We've seen them do damage before. Circle has locked on there, so this will be a vital key position if Liquid can remove them. They're in this 2-2 split.
How have Liquid got away with this?
I mean, this is the thing. They were playing so late game. There was no one really to bother them or trail in the back, but this is the challenge that they need to deal with now in front of them. One player up high, inside the window with the SLR, one down low as well. That's a big knock. Ibiza straight in with the M4, does the job. Now this puts them on the red alert. Will they go for the res? He can't res him because he has to approach the stairs. If he does so, there's no way for him really to help his comrade out here. He sits in the bottom. He'll hold this point as a turret. Will he back off or will he keep defending this one?
Forever knows he's going to be in trouble. If you are Liquid, you're considering the push. Is this the right jump-off point? Do we need this? Is this the territory we need to take? How can we work it out? Ibi, he's aggressive. He's going to do this. He wants to find Forever in a good position, and Forever just got tagged up. Ibi moves forward. A nade sets the way. He knows that's clear. I can move up this side. But where's the support? Where's his backup? There's the spot. Forever's in trouble. But did Ibi go too far? No, he's in a good spot now. He's going to get tagged up. He knows there's now danger coming in from the hillside. He confirms on Forever. The nades come through, but Jemty's keeping him safe. But how safe is he? Not so much with God V on the hillside. And Jemty gets the tag. It's a real battle here. We're again seeing a top 5 fight going down.
Grenade comes through though, 2 players down now. This is all crumbling to pieces. They did have the a 2-man advantage even. They took the Harry Potter tower, but I tell you what, I don't think they expected this aggressive response. I don't know how much more they can really take here because they're fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what Jemty can do. He's got a really nice angle, but Godfrey has just got sick aim. This guy is so good. Just takes out Jemty like he's nothing. Samty's in the back line's completely irrelevant to everything that's just happened, and they're going to get the revive on ZGG, so he's already back up. Ibi's down, Samty gotta go.
That response is disgusting. Like, Liquid just got slapped. 2 players come over the hill and just completely tear them to pieces. I mean, fair play, 4am. Let's talk about a show of stance here. They want the fight of, part of the fight of that one in Pachinki, but I'll tell you what, they're doing damn good show. They'll protect their center of the map at the moment because they know they have a free kit just on the right-hand side. The last remnants of Liquid up high. Intero goes down in the kill feed. That's only a knock, though. Headshot from M24. CL now opening fire. Let's have a look at this map and see where players actually are perpendicular. So the circle has still closed in. We do have this split with the water chilling. It looks like it's going to be ends, unfortunately. We might be caught out in the thick of it.
And look, we didn't need to point out ends early on. The desk said it perfectly. They're underperforming, and we need to see more. Erangel is a map where they should start picking up the pace, but we aren't seeing a huge swing up. We aren't seeing those crazy frags. We aren't seeing what I want to see from the Finns. I want to see the Madmans going at it. I want to see these guys absolutely going off, but right now, they're pinned against a tree in a massive open field. And are you kidding me? Are you running that?
He's literally putting smoke down so he can get out up front.
Go on. Go on, Purdy. Give me something to look at here. That nade is exactly what I'm looking for. That could trickle into the pockets of two of them. Look at them, Squeaky and Rustam are now looking worse for wear. And they're still going. The nades are so good. This could confirm them. It's confirmed one. This is brutality from shoot to kill.
You can't get that res, and that's two top fraggers. The two top fraggers of PEL, I'll have you know, that are both dead. Just like that, he pre-smokes, gets the length that he needs, gets out there, nades him, and down they go. That's beautiful aggression. It's brazen as well. To go out into the open where there's no defense and say, well, you know what, there's a couple of points there. There's some European players. Let's have it, boys. Crack on.
That's putting a smile on my face. You know, that's making me very, very pleased. Incognito just spraying away, trying to do something dirty, and actually does exactly that. The AK bouncing away towards Long DD and Incognito. That's a combination. And anyway, we are seeing the teams trying to find any cover. It's starting to really condense here.
We have shifted up to the north. And there's still 16 teams alive. Samty will be holding it down for himself. BRC just to his north. We've got MP5 on the left, down south 4 AM. So everywhere that's kind of prime location at the moment is taken and is occupied. Maybe just to the north of MP5, there is a pretty decent spot that a team could inject themselves into. 17, that's a weird and wonderful place they've got themselves on the northern edge of the circle. They did
Terror's back up.
Lose 2 at the start, got the res, so to be able to 3-man stack on the northern side of the circle, it's pretty good for them. It must have been a decent rotation all the way around on that eastern side, but there is 4 teams that do have an eye line on them. Ends trying to pick up some kills. They could quite easily take them out should they advance forward into the circle. 17
Gaming are in a bit of a tricky spot here. You're going to hear him blasting past in a second. They've got 2 teams in the way. And I'm not sure. Well, actually, Insight's doing well enough to keep them at bay. We did see one come back through, but that wasn't the team that was engaging towards them. Incognito getting away with it so far. Insight did get traded on, but we are just down to 1 now for 17 Gaming. They were sitting pretty at the start. They were in, I think, 5th position, give or take. But the point is now they're down to 1 man, and he's going to be playing it very quietly.
So Rangers will be unfortunately the first victim here of Erangel. They're down in 16th position. 17 Xiao, last man standing on the edge of the circle. 2 players for Ends all the way up in the north. Kind of home turf for them, but certainly not in the best of positions here. Same for Incognito. Should Xiao be able to get that through the letterbox, that'll be a beautiful double kill. Uncivil goes down. North America takes a bullet to the brain. The M24 once again doing work. You will see a lot of these teams using the DMRs, but certainly sniper rifles are no joke whatsoever. And now back onto Nerf. We're speaking about NA. I tell you what, 4AM are not taking any prisoners here.
Well, look, they're the Pachinki murderers, and they didn't even go to the town. They're going to be pinning down Cloud9. They already ruined Liquid earlier, and now look at this. It's a shooting gallery. ZGG is just going off. He's going to be doing everything he can just to make Cloud9 uncomfortable, and that's exactly what they're doing. Cloud9 are pinned in a really, really tricky spot, and they're not in the circle yet either. Bear in mind, MP5 are up to the north, not engaging over the hill, but they're hearing this all go on. If we're going to see one of the teammates from Cloud9 potentially head north, there's going to be a potential third party, and that's exactly what's happened. K-Mind just got called out by Spartan. MP5 mopping up what 4AM started.
Yeah, you listen out for all these fights and mid-game engagements. Unfortunately, C9 are looking, they're not quite out, but certainly down. I'm seeing a Groza on there as well. You have to assume that's a crate being picked up. Level 3 gear could do some serious damage. God V back onto K-Mine, confirms that one. Shadow will find damage as well. Pompoya has been wiped also. Lobs just chilling for now because he knows these players are lingering around the side, and here comes Terminator himself, Leo, with the level 3 gear. He'll be a pain in the backside to kill, and especially with the Groza in hand, he's probably going to murder you. That's a big pick. Fong on the left-hand side, though, will be able to give him the defense that he needs. Really good trading coming in from MP5, ensuring that if they do lose one, they can trade back into it. That's excellent. Just going through the motions of being a good player. Honestly, if you're going to be challenger, even if he's level 3'd up, you peek over, someone's got a nice angle, you've got to trade back in. That's them doing the good work there. I like that. That's really nice insight. Now, Profi on the move, though. We still see remnants of a lot of these teams. 14 teams still alive, 41 players. A few are certainly worse for wear, and
apparently, God V just up above, spraying in, just spamming away, and why not? You know they're pinned down.
X-ray vision. Gets a few tags on. No frag comes through. Duckman's by name, Duck in the water by nature. Damage still trying to put these smokes, and the more you do this, the more information you give. I mean, the positive side to this, I suppose he doesn't know where the two players are down below, so maybe at the moment he's just been an anchor point so the rest of his teammates can get in this circle. But again, how do you get up this hill? They're literally in a turret just laying down hell from above. And I just want to go back to that initial push. How often do you see a team in a 2-2 split just say, nope, we're committed to it, let's run and let's fight? Like, the amount of times you'd watch NA or EU, they would sit back and say, okay, his two teammates have fallen, let's leave them be and just play for placement. No, you see the commitment come through for 4AM. They not only take the kills, but they get a man back up on his feet as well. It's been an incredible amount of play for them so far, but how long could they defend the rest of this southern side for? Because there are 3 teams lingering all around them.
And if you did see one of the 4AM players just get challenged, that was a bit of a scuffle going on at the same time from one of the teams in the south, but you're going to see trades coming back in, and actually a bit of a spray comes through as well. This is teams just trying to find their placement right now. You're going to be seeing AHQ, for example, kind of keeping people at bay. AFF on the other side going to be struggling to find a way in, potentially. I don't know how far around that deflate's going to take them. If they try and head kind of southeast on it, they can't actually wrap away. As soon as they crest that ridge, AHQ are going to have them done for. So they have to kind of fight a way through, which is what Style is trying to do, find an opening. But here comes K3. You can see them trying to use the top side of that ridge to find some sort of angle, but there's a third-party potential of Envy up in the north.
They're kind of playing ring around the rose at the moment. We'll see them going low, but it looks like AHQ are taking the high ground on the opposing side. Try and get a frag off, see if you can pick anything up. Winner, winner. Not the chicken dinner, but certainly a point in the back there for Style. Instantly knocks him and confirms him. You saw earlier on the 6 times on the back of the AK, and they have swapped out to the red dot, just clicked it across. His teammates are moving up now. They have to be careful. 4AM
Wait, 4AM just went down.
Yeah, look at that. And that's the team that they were laying into the smoke across the road.
Yeah,
so
that was
basically
them.
being a pinpoint anchor allowed the two players to encroach on their position, and they just removed them from that map.
And look at AHQ. I want to see what angles they're working with here as well. They are so exciting to watch. Trifly's just gone down, I think.
That's another low placement.
ENCE, war's gone on. 11th for ENCE. That's devastating. And this is a map you should be doing better on. That should be sitting in top 5. You're looking at worst top 10. They were even outside of that. Who's got 4 alive here? Shoot to kill, still deadly, still looking dangerous. We have Envy looking pretty nice here. AHQ fighting with Scraps, but they've got some real bang for their buck so far. Style gets confirmed. He gets flushed here. So already AFF's positioning was not primed. They've just kind of been worked out. They've been isolated here. AHQ took that high ground, and they've actually swung around behind them. So they've kind of flanked themselves around the backside. Bit of pre-fire on the peak over the deflate, but losing out on K3 opens things up. And there's the turnaround from AFF. They lost out on 2 for this, but they stay alive.
More importantly, it picks them up 2 points and a placement position as well, so they can continue this one on. And they are going to have a bit of a job on them, Lauren, because I can see on the map AG are wrapping around behind them, so they're going to play cleanup duty. But the bigger problem for both of these teams playing the southern side of the circle, you literally have Envy in a 4-man stack set up on a hill, just bodying these people from up high. This is going to be so hard to get through that wall.
And I like the pickup of pace from Envy. They went from the northern side. They actually really started to kind of turn the screws here. And there goes AG. They did manage to take out 4AM, but you're not going to get past them. So let's look further afield. What are Envy going to do now? They don't have anyone exactly near them directly. You could see further away shots potentially. But it looks like 2-2. Are they really going 2-2 right now? No, they are going to bring back. I was like, please don't.
I mean,
do
it's worked for 4AM, right?
well.
Samty still chilling. BRC also doing the same for the Brazilian Crusader. STK, they've got a compound as well. They need to deal with CL. The Crystal Luster's only 2 players, so they definitely would have the man advantage. It should be an easy GG for them should they catch an eye line.
Are they all in Banana Man outfits? Can we just, observers, can we please check in on if they are in all yellow outfits? At some point, not, important action first, but I also like aesthetics.
Oh dear, Samu.
Samty.
Oh dear.
Samty.
I know you are
the Banana Man.
An excellent player, but 4 bananas just wandering through. Good amount of potassium on the team, I suppose.
Yeah, very good for you. And more, it's very, very nice. Is this how we can tell teams apart? Is this like the NA teams must wear?
It's just to blend it.
To yellow?
Yeah, bit of the scenery, and also from Miramar, they all wear the same.
That's true. Miramar, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we were like mocking Andy. Anyway, Samty is going to have a lot of people knocking on the door very soon. Moody seems aware there's a possibility How much can Samty do? He's going to do one, but now he's down to 36 HP. No. 10 HP, he's down. It's Venerated's dealt with him. But a third party, MP5, where are they coming from? Mishu doesn't miss a shot on Venerated. He's knocked him bleeding out. And actually, Envy might just get screwed over here.
Look at this. 4 men just charging in. Absolutely no fear. Patcap's left to deal with the behind. The Remnants, so he'll be able to hold the angles for now. Looting at this stage in the game is an interesting one in Phase 7, but still, you know, level 3 gear and all that. It's worth it. Spartan from a different angle. This is going to be nice and fun. They can pretty much pin them back here. And it would essentially just be denying them access to this circle.
Yeah, this.
It's aggressive. I don't know if it's the right play, but if he's got a near that he can just post through the letterbox there, it could be a GG for Envy.
They're so aggressive.
I like it.
They're rushing this one. They've got 3 players now pushed up. I hope they've got one in the back lines trying to hold the side angles. And it looks, that's so good. Really nice damage coming through. We're going to see now Envy trying to find a way back in. Now, what can Envy do in this one? The problem is that they're being kind of more passive. They're waiting for the moves to happen to them. There's something to be said about being the aggressor in the situation. Envy try and make a run for it. It's not gone too well. Leo was waiting in the sidelines. Where's the response? It was going to be Interrogate. It was be any of the Envy members, but they all get completely destroyed. MP5 took a bit of a beating, but it's now the Brazilians' turn on the other side. We do see a lot of teams now trying to come towards those last remaining compounds, and another fight's about to kick off.
Aerowolf has been damaged, but they're certainly not out just yet. They're getting themselves back together. They have the smoke, shoots through the door, looks for a body. No tags confirmed. But again, with how much, I mean, he doesn't have a helmet behind him. No, that's the second one without a helmet, so these guys are completely trashed as they approach this one. They're going to take a vehicle. Christ knows where they go. They're actually using it for cover. That's a 9,000 IQ player. They don't have armor. Balls to it. Let's use the vehicle. Let's shove it out front. They can't really go anywhere. They're trapped inside this building.
Rusty Zera, Cold Zera's, you know, long-lost brother. Oh no, that's a disaster. They've just lost out on the play, and now they get a picked-up kill on them as well. Oh, this is falling apart by the seams. Rusty Zera has to go big or go home. He's pretty much down to just him standing. You can hear his teammates being slaughtered everywhere. How much time does he have? Where's that smoke and a fade? It looks like they're right inside this. Oh my god, he's still in here. They've got to have heard that. They've got to know. They've got to know. How is he still standing? The wild spray comes in from Aerowolf as they blow down the door. They take the compound, but the third-party Kings, apparently MP5, they love getting involved from the sidelines.
I have no idea how they managed to get through that. 2 players without a helmet, 1 player with 50% HP, but they use the vehicle and somehow make it work. They take the compound, but as you mentioned, Lauren, they now have to deal with the onslaught of MP5, who can hold them at gunpoint just outside the circle. STK, it's now time for them to strike. They've been gifted it in the north. They do have that compound for themselves, but they need to clear this rich line. Purdy Curdy.
Oh, that's dangerous angle.
Snake in the grass, goes for the second. They know exactly where he is. They need to deal with him and deal with him now, so they can get that player back up and take 4 men into this final circle if they can.
3 teams stand, Rich. We're down to the last 10 players. We know that MP5 do not shy away from a fight. They've got 9 kills to their name, and they are looking for more. I like this, that they've already started to charge forward into the new circle. There are 2 players remaining for a completely separate team, but we'll come back to that. Spartan has an idea about it. He's on MP5's team, keeping tabs on it. STK, though, have very, very fine angles to work with. MP5 have almost no cover. They have the gun beside them, and the teammates standing next to them to try and keep them alive in this push, because shoot to kill, what? Missed you! Just completely destroyed, deleted Uncivil, but where's the response? There it is. Adam's still there, Fong on the move with 13 HP. The Blues pushing him in.
No stim on either.
Oh, this is terrifying, creeping his way forward. The smoke keeping him safe. Spartan's just gone down. Now the backside's open. MP5 have 2 angles to worry about. Maybe they've spread themselves too thin. The 2 remaining players are not looking so good now.
They got hyper-aggressive, and unfortunately it left it a little bit too late. They lost 2 on the approach across the road. This gives a bit of a lifeline for STK to get themselves back. 4 times on the back of the Groza. I mean, it works. It's a pretty decent one. Aerowolf is gone. 3 teams remain. Leo still with that Groza and the gear.
Yeah, but look who's remaining. It's Fong is a bit of a, I guess, a snake in the grass. He could do something a bit dangerous, but he has no heals. STK have 4 players standing. Shoot to kill are looking so good here. And Leo's just gone down. There it is. Leo's down on this one. Fong, I guess, can do some sort of dangerous damage maybe, but beyond that, what can he achieve? Takes down 1. Where can he go from here? Absolutely nowhere. It's shoot to kill. Picking up an excellent win, keeping so many players alive late game, where so many others lost them on the way.
Fair few decent circles for them, it has to be said, but they held the garage down and they kept it locked until the very last stand. They also had the utility. You saw how many smokes went up when 2 players went down. I think they had 2 to 3 reses back to back to back there throughout the entire engagement. They were second place coming into this. With a fair few kills in the bag, that should be definitely first place because Liquid, unfortunately, the response at the start from 4 AM was just disgusting. I can't get over that. Like, it's so rare to see a team being split 2-2, and I know I'm completely going off topic here, but to be able to commit and say, no, we want to protect our teammates. They got one back up. Unfortunately, Liquid felt the harsh, blunt truth of it, but STK, team of the hour right now, really first good game of Erangel in the group stage. And I tell you what, first place, it's in the books.
Really, it's a statement to be made. You come into Erangel, you're looking at a lot of teams thinking, right, we're back home, we know these fields, we know these hills, and then suddenly you're looking at Team Liquid in 7th, you're looking at ENCE in 11th, you're looking at a lot of the European teams not looking so hot to start with. I'm a little worried here. NA has come out looking aggressive, a lot of the other regions